After a very long plane trip of 16 hours, we finally arrived at our destination where we're going to start our Indian Ocean cruise, Singapore. On December 21st, we got off this ship in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And it's now 4 months later, and we are getting back on that again in Singapore, halfway around the world. I think we should get on this ship and start unpacking, don't you? Okay, we've moved into our room, we're unpacked, and we're all settled, so I think Flo now wants to say a few things about this room and describe it a little bit. Go ahead, Flo, say what you want to say.
Okay, we just like to tell you about it. It's a very nice room. Have a nice little couch here. We can sit and watch TV. Of course, we don't watch too much TV. But anyway, there's beautiful surroundings around us, nice wall decoration and so forth. And over here we have a refrigerator, nice little safety place, the TV. Coming around to the desk, we have nice shelves and drawers and so forth, like all rooms. Have a nice little wine place here. We can keep wine in your wine glasses. And everything seems to be just perfect. Okay, I'm on the other side of the room. Here are nice closets, beautiful closet space for us. And as you go on, you see the nice night lamps and end tables. Here we have a nice full-length mirror. Nice to have a good look before you go out the door. And of course over here is going to our bathroom and then outside the door. And outside the door you just walk a very short distance and you're by the elevators. You're by the dining room. It's an absolutely perfect place. Okay, Joe, can you do me a favor? Can you please turn that music off that you have on? That moaning, it's getting to my nerves.
What do you mean? That's authentic Indian music. You know, I spend a lot of time looking for this stuff.
Yes, but you know what? You can tell them to keep their music in India, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, well, okay. Okay, I just changed it for you. Is this better? Do you like this more? Is this more to your likings?
Thank you very much.
Okay, whatever makes you happy.
That's great. We're now showing off our bathroom. It's very modern, very nice, lots of nice shelves and drawers and so forth. Has double sinks, really kind of different, like a great big glass bowl. Not quite used to that, but very nice to be having. Nice shower, perfect, lots of nice towels, shampoo, everything possible that you need for a bathroom. We just got a perfect place.
This is where Flo was standing before, and I had this drape closed, only because if this drape was open with her standing there in front of this big bright light, all you would have seen was a silhouette of her. And this is what we see out this window. A beautiful view of the Indian Ocean, and there's even a boat out there. What do you know? After a day at sea, we arrived at our first stop, Phuket, Thailand. Well, it's early morning and here we are pulling into the lovely harbor of Phuket. Well, we have a whole day tour today, and our first stop on the tour is this rubber plantation. They have this tree set up here in the front where the demonstration is, and they show you how they insert this little tube and how the sap comes dripping out of the tree.
Will be a glues already to fix my finger. And then turn up the tree, tap the second tree, third tree, fourth tree until the end. Later on return the first tree to pick up, to collect. After they collect from the tree, they go over there for the next one, ladies and gentlemen.
The sap is put into a tray, mixed with water, and let sit until it hardens. Then they get that block and run it through these presses several times until you get a sheet that looks like what you see in front of you. The sheets are hung on this rack and left there until they dry. Our guy took one of the sheets down and showed us what it's like and let us feel it. And you know what? It feels just like rubber, because that's what it is. Flo found a nice pretty flower. And this was a very nice little waterfall. Very impressive. The place was full of these little guys. They have to keep them leashed, otherwise they would run wild. They also had elephants, which you could get on them and go for a ride. This was not included in our tour. There was a different tour that did that. As I said, they got these guys all over. One is cuter than the other. These guys were hanging around under an umbrella and swinging around, and they're unbelievable what they do. There's Flo waiting to board the boat, which is going to take us up the Vanghat River. There she is, ready to go. There's the hotel where we just started from. After this river ride, which is going to last about 2 hours, we're going to come back here for lunch. At this point, we're really moving along at a pretty good clip.
Hi, Joe. What does that look like to you?
Oh, that looks like a little poodle to me. What about to you?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I guess we both agree on that.
Cute.
The rock formations along here are really very interesting. All kinds of colors from the different minerals in the rocks that bleed through. This is Gopani Village, which is more than 200 homes built on stilts with wooden sidewalks, providing walkways between the humble residents. We're going to come back and visit this later on our return trip. And naturally, being that we have a village, we need electricity. So this is the generating plant for this little village. Diesel engines that generate electricity. This is a cave that cuts through this mountain. We don't know if we're going to be able to go in there or not because the tide is pretty high. We'll find out as soon as we get a little closer. This is a cut through this mountain here from one side to the other side. And fortunately for us, the tide is just low enough so the boat can fit and go through there. So, okay, Flo, you better duck your head.
These have been beautiful rock formations all the way along this boat ride. Unbelievably pretty.
All right, we're all the way in here now. How do you feel about this, Flo?
I just hope those rocks stay up there.
They will, I'm sure. Okay, we're almost all the way through. We're almost on the outside now. How you like that better, Flo?
Yeah, it was neat. I thought I wasn't a bit scared. We had plenty.
This cave is full of all kinds of boats going in and out of it. It's a big deal for these people to do.
This is James Bond Island. This is where the film The Man with the Golden Gun was filmed 35 years ago. A stop on the island was not included in our tour. It didn't make me too sad because, all that's out there was sand and the remains of what the movie set was.
We're now coming up on Kopani Island from the other side. We're going to stop over here and pay it a visit. This is a restaurant here. There's more than one restaurant. I guess the people from the mainland like to come out here and go out for dinner or lunch or whatever they want. Hey Flo, look at this cute little place. I wonder if it's for sale. We could fix this up pretty nice. What do you think?
Well, do you think we could get it for 50 cents?
Well, that's a possibility. Well, we can always try.
I'm not sure I'd like living there, but that's okay. I'll try.
Like any good tourist place, this place is full of gift shops every place you look.
Okay, we're inside this building where there's a multitude of shops, and these ladies have made these gowns and other things that were for sale there. They were very nice.
There's your natives sitting down having lunch. This place was founded back in the early 1900s by 30 missionaries. And after all these years, right now, the permanent population of this island is a little over 1,000 people. Okay, we're now back at the hotel where we started from, and they're ready to serve us our lunch. Flo is sitting there all ready to go.
We really needed all this extra food, as if we do not get enough of it on the ship.
We're now back on ships, sailing to our next destination, which will take us a couple of days at sea. So we're relaxing this afternoon up by the pool, and Flo is getting ready to get herself into the pool. There she is, slipping into this beautiful warm water. The temperature up here on deck is over 100 degrees. And here I am sitting here relaxing, listening to the music that they supply for us every day from between the hours of 1 and 2 o'clock.
What could possibly be better? Sunshine, music, and relaxation. Well, it's the next day, and being Flo didn't have a bathing suit on, she decided to dance for us. Pretty cute.
Well, it is now tea time, and today is a special type tea. It's called the Mozart tea. That's only because everybody, all the waiters are all dressed up in the costume of the Mozart period. And you can see these guys look pretty sharp in their costumes. And they really have quite a spread set up for us today. Can't wait to get close and personally see what everything looks like. Flo found a real nice cute guy to cuddle up next to.
Okay, today is the Mozart afternoon tea. Now, let's see what we have over here. Over here we have apple fritters, and down here we have
cream caramel. Cream caramel.
Right.
Some sandwiches.
Get our waiter too.
And little sandwiches.
2 trays of sandwiches. Strawberry tartlette.
And cake.
Cake, we have this one. Marble.
Yeah.
Marble Google. Yeah, full strudel.
Yeah, I got him before.
Apple
It's all
strudel.
right. And there's more cake and more stuff here. These are sugar-free.
Sugar-free.
Wow, that's good if you're watching your waist. Hey, there you go.
Look at all the cakes.
And there he is today with his new outfit on, looking great.
You guys know how to entertain.
And scones. And even our band is dressed up in the period of time.
Wow. Honey.
We've now arrived at our next destination, Yangon, Myanmar. Of course, before they changed the name to this, Yangon used to be Rangoon and Myanmar used to be Burma. Well, I hope they make up their minds and decide what they want to call it. It's another very, very hot day and we're off on tour. And our first stop that we're going to see is called Shwedagon Pagoda. This is the most famous pagoda in Burma. These people are all up by the statue of Buddha over here and worshiping and praying. Every place you look, there's the statue of Buddha. I don't know if you know this or not, but Buddha was a real life person that lived at one time who wanted to do something to help out the poor people. So this is what he did. And now he's almost looked upon as a god. There's Flo standing there next to another statue of Buddha. Of course, this Buddha is in the shade. Flo is out in the sun at 104 degrees. And you know, to walk around in this place, you have to walk around barefoot. No shoes and no socks. And on the tile with the hot beating sun coming down, it doesn't really feel all that great. As you can see, this is very, very elaborate. And all that gold you see is gold leaf. And actually up on top, they have real diamonds. All this gold leaf and all this lavish surroundings here. And this is one of the poorest nations you ever want to see. Now these people are getting water in the cup to pour over the statue for purification because they believe that water is purifies you. So this is what they do.
You know, these people pay money to go get a cup and go over there and get some water to purify the statue. You know, if they want to pay me money, I would sit there all day and let them purify me. This chanting that you hear is the way these people pray to their God. They sing to Him.
Umbrellas around here are very, very important because that sun is hot. This man is doing a repair. Evidently something must have went wrong with this. As you can see, one thing is more beautiful than the other. Boy, isn't she a cutie? Now we went to another place where they have the reclining Buddha. This Buddha is 190 feet long. He is also made with male and female features. In this way, it appeals to both sexes. We're now in downtown Yangon. I'm going to show you some of the buildings here. We have the ultra-modern, the ancient, this building was built back in the colonial days. That's when the English used to rule over here. This used to be a marketplace. Now it's the immigration building for the city of Yangon. We're now in the lobby of this 5-star hotel in Yangon where we're going to be having our lunch. Here we are sitting at a table waiting, and you know what? The lunch that they served us was really very, very good.
This lady was in the lobby of this hotel, playing this native instrument for our listening pleasure. The ship brought in this native theatrical group to perform for us just before dinner. You know, I'm sorry, but this sounds to me like somebody's trying to skin a live cat.
It's the next day and it's still very hot, and today we're going to the marketplace where all the local merchants bring in their foods and stuff to sell to the local natives. This lady is here sewing away with an old ancient Singer sewing machine which is pedal powered. These people just sit around here on the ground with all their stuff they brought in from the fields and trying to sell to people. Do you see that stuff on their face? Well, that is a combination sunscreen and insect repellent. Isn't this stuff just simply appetizing? Well, you should have been there to smell the aromas in this place. That would have really got you. A lot of the stuff that they're showing here is dried. It has to be because they have no refrigeration, and in 100-degree temperature it wouldn't last very long. Flo and I had this fruit over at a lunch that we had on the river. And you know what? It's really different and it's very good. Those black specks that you see in here are flies. Isn't that simply appetizing? After we got out of the marketplace, we went outside to where they have these horse-drawn carriages. This was also part of our tour. There's Flo trying to crawl into this thing. Well, it looks like she made it. She's now comfortable. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. As long as I can stand on my own 2 feet.
Are you enjoying this little
This is fun.
adventure?
I'm getting cooked.
Okay.
We've got a beautiful little horse out here.
That's a little donkey out there, isn't it?
Anyway, he's pretty cute.
Okay.
We got a good driver. Can you get him? There you go.
Okay.
Everybody smiles down here.
We had a very nice ride through the village streets. This guy had better watch where he's going, well, otherwise he might ride right into our carriage. After the marketplace, we went to this local village to see just how the people really live. We were invited into this house to show us exactly how people live in here. It was really very, very quite interesting. Being it is so hot here, they have their kitchen outdoors, and that's the latest in a modern stove. Out in the backyard, they grow their own livestock, pigs. I guess one of the mama piglies had some babies, and there's a whole family of them. As you can see, the people here are really quite poor, and their houses are pretty run down. This is nothing more than a glorified shack. They invited us to look inside to see just exactly what their houses are like. Very, very modest. It is now time to walk back up to the opening, and Flo decided to sit here and wait for the bus to pick her up. Ha ha! But no matter how poor this village is or what the people don't have, they still manage to find money to build this big shrine to the Buddha. Well, we're back on ship, and today is the mother of all buffets, the Grand Buffet, which is being set up down in the ship's rotunda. We have all kinds of fruit, deviled eggs, and this row of stuff here that looks like little penguins.
Look what they have made out of these hard-boiled eggs. Little cute penguins.
We have lobster, crab legs, shrimp galore, and naturally a vegetable table. And what would a buffet be without sushi? And of course, roast beef. And naturally you have to have a bread table with breadsticks.
After all that good stuff, now here we come upon more good stuff, desserts. There's many beautiful shapes and colors.
and a very nice ice sculpture of a dolphin. And these are the guys that are responsible for all this.
Now that I've got all my food, I'm going to sit here by the window and enjoy it.
Our next stop is Cochin, India, where we're going to have a whole day tour on a houseboat. Today we have a very long ride on the river in a houseboat. This is what our houseboat looks like. They're really very nice inside. You'd be surprised. They have 2 bedrooms with twin beds in them. And each room has its own bathroom. And here comes Flo out of the bathroom. There's even a very nice stable here where they're going to set up some snacks for us. We have a very nice seating area here with where they serve us refreshments.
This houseboat is so cute. We never expected it to look like this. Our guide is explaining to us some of the things that we are seeing. This is a great tour. We're really enjoying the view.
What we're going to see here on our trip is the way the locals live. Their houses are built right on the banks of the river. And you're going to see everyday life as they live it. This lady is washing her hair in the river. And this lady has some laundry that she's taking care of. We're now swung into one of the narrow canals, and we're really up close to the housing, and we can really see what these people live like.
This lady looks like she's doing some laundry.
As you can see, these are very simple, modest homes. This is a local Indian beer that you can get anywhere throughout India, Kingfisher. And now, we were all very much surprised as to how good it really is.
This beer is really good.
That's another houseboat, just like the one we're in. You have to admit, they're kind of strange looking, but really, they're very, very nice. This is a local ferry boat that brings people from one side of the river to the other side or to wherever they might want to go. These next couple of fields you're going to be seeing, which are very dry right now, is going to change in about a month when the monsoon season comes. All these fields would flood, and natives go out there and plant rice. This is one of the biggest crops they have here is rice. We're now at Mahari Beach Resort, which is where we're going to stop here to have lunch. And they really put a beautiful, beautiful spread out for us. This place is very, very nice and very elaborate. And there's Flo waiting for her turn to go to the buffet line. This is our waiter who is taking our drink order. And this is another local Indian beer, which is very, very good, surprisingly so.
This is quite a variety of food that they're giving us, and believe it, it was all very, very good.
And that's a very, very lovely pool. And today, which is quite hot, and the water was almost as hot as what the temperature was. Hey, it looks like Flo found a friend to get close to. And every evening before dinner, we have happy hour down in the rotunda. And this is the waterfall.
The way this waterfall is made is really very unique. What they have is clear plastic wires that go from the floor to the ceiling. The water comes in at the ceiling, runs on the wires, and gives you an illusion that it's a waterfall, which really it is not.
This couple is Betty and Charles from Phoenix, Arizona. They sit at our dinner table every night, and tonight they decided to join us for happy hour.
And here we are sitting at the table with our new friends, enjoying a drink and hors d'oeuvres, like we don't get enough to eat at the dinner table. And with beautiful music being supplied for us in the background by this gentleman that you see right back here. He plays for us every day from about 6 to 7:15.
Our next stop is Mumbai, India. This used to be Bombay before they changed the name. I guess these people just can't make up their mind what they want to call their cities. This is the most famous landmark in Mumbai. It's called Gateway to India. The reason why we're here is because we are going to meet one of Flo's friends, Hiba, who lives here in Mumbai. Well, Hiba was delayed a little bit, so she told us where to meet her in a local restaurant. So Flo and I walked the streets just to kill a little bit of time.
We're walking along these streets, and all the junk and debris sitting around certainly does not make it very inviting.
Well, we met up with Hiba. This is a local native cafe. This is not on a tourist street at all. This is a very interesting place that you will see. This is not wallpaper. This is a painting done by a local artist. Now, that's my kind of dal.
We got to this street, and it certainly looks lots more inviting than that other shopping area that we were in.
This guy is selling food right off the street. Doesn't that simply look appetizing? Flo and Hiba are touring the shops, looking to see if they can find something nice to buy. When we were over at the gateway to India, a holy man came up to Flo and put a red dot on our forehead. Unfortunately, at 103 degrees, she's perspiring, and it's spread all over her forehead. She looks like somebody drove a spike in her head. And this lady is camped out on the sidewalk selling all her jewelry that she has. And this is how we're going to get around to our different destinations that we're going, in this beautiful air-conditioned Ferrari. Being Hiba is Hindu, we went to the Hindu temple, and as you enter down at the bottom, you buy the little offering to give to the god.
It's so hot today. Do we have to go up all those steps?
Unfortunately, dear, we do.
Oh.
Well, we reached the first landing, and you know what? There's more steps.
Hey, you know what? Maybe we're getting closer to heaven.
Oh, they told me no photographs are inside here. But you know, I never follow instructions. I just let the camera hang at my waist. I put her on motion, started it up, and just walked around.
Heba finally worked our way into the shrine to give our presentation. And there it is, all presented.
Even up here, we have to go barefoot, and it's pretty hot on these tiles. We just found out there's an elevator that we can go down on.
On our way down, we stopped off at this little shrine where these ladies are all singing here, making presentations to sell to people. Eva is over there getting her water so she can go inside to purify the god.
Ah, there you go. If anything happens, we're in the right place. I feel better already. At lunchtime, Heba brought us to this local native restaurant. This is not on the tourist path at all. And, you know, we had a very nice lunch and we had a very, very pleasant visit with Heba.
Our final stop is Dubai in the Arab Republic.
As we pulled into the port of Dubai, this is the scene that greeted us. Unfortunately, it was a hazy day that day and it didn't show up too good. But that thing you see going up straight up into the air is the world's tallest building. This building, which is the world's tallest building, which goes up a half a mile into the air or 2,600 feet, is really just a tower more than anything else. And the floors which is occupied by people only goes up to the 166th floor. The 167th floor is an observation tower to which you can go up and look to see the surrounding atmosphere. But the rest of the building up, which is approximately another 1,000 feet, is only an empty shell just to give you the height. And of course, we were told that they left the crane up there because if anybody builds a building taller than this, they're going to extend this building up even higher. As we got off the ship to start our tour, they had these Arabs all standing out there, beating the drums and chanting their native tongue and greeting us. As we toured by bus through modern Dubai, I took some of these pictures of all the different buildings that you will see coming up. This building is at the end of Palm Island, which is shaped like a sail of a sailboat. Palm Island is a man-made island, which is called that because it's the shape of a palm tree with the trunk and all the leaves going out. Of course, you can't see it from the ground, but you have to be up in the air to see it in the shape of a tree. They dredged 2.8 billion cubic yards of sand from the channel here to build Palm Island. Very, very ambitious. This building is one of the famous hotels within Dubai. And you see the two towers going up and then that area going across the top connecting the two towers. Well, that's suites up there, 3-room suites. And these are the most expensive suites in the world. In American money, you can rent these for a mere $25,000 a day. How many days you want to rent, Flo? The building here never stops. Every place you see, there are cranes on top of buildings, and they're building more and more and more. This is a much better picture showing you what is being built. There are more cranes than buildings. This is a stop that we did at a very high-end exclusive shopping center, and this is some of the pictures of the outside surroundings. Flo is right at home here because she enjoys palm trees, and there are more palm trees here than you can shake a stick at. There's Flo heading for the stairs to go up into the shopping center. We just entered the shopping center, and I'll show you some of the surroundings in here. All the way down this corridor here, there's one high-end shop after another. And as a matter of fact, Flo went into one of these high-end shops and found a very nice pair of shorts for me. And then she wouldn't buy them for me when she found out how much they were. This is the best bargain that we found in the whole place. Cinnabon. We got 2 Cinnabons and 2 coffees for $8, which is comparable to what you would pay in a United States airport. But you know what, Flo? I'm really disappointed that you didn't buy me those pair of shorts.
Do you think I'm crazy? $200 for a pair of shorts?
Well, maybe that was a little bit high, but you know that beautiful necktie for $160 was a bargain.
Yeah, but that's still double the price of a tie, I think.
This is probably the world's most expensive hotel. There isn't one room in here that you can rent for less than several $1,000s a day. And this is a nice park here, which is a theme park with slides to go around in and all kinds of stuff to enjoy yourself with. Just another one of the real fancy hotels. This is a fountain in front of another high-end shopping center that we're going to go into.
I'm anxious to get into this place because I understand it's really nice.
This whole center section is wide open with stairways going up and ramps going around and nothing but a glass roof covering the whole thing. This gives you an idea just how big this glass roof is. There's a lot of these people dressed up in their Arab outfits having a little snack to eat over here. And you know, one big advantage of having a camera with a very large zoom is that you can shoot the picture of these people from far away and they have no idea you're taking a picture of them. You know, Flo, it's been a long cruise and it's been even a longer day. I think it's time we call it a day. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
Great. You know, that song in the background is saying it's time to say goodbye. So, why don't you say goodbye, Flo?
Goodbye, Flo.
Here we go again. Will you get up there next to me where you belong? Okay. And this time, don't come crashing into me like you did the last time. Yeah, I know. Are you happy now? Yes, that's much better. And don't forget it.